Boom shakalaka, this Bitcoin fractal playing out perfectly the two competing forces and the most impulsive Bitcoin bull run we may ever see. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, a lot of very interesting charts for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, including the two competing forces for this Bitcoin fractal playing out and the most impulsive Bitcoin move we may have ever seen. Before we get into it, guys, like the video, helps out so much. Come join us over on Twitter at the Crypto Love. Now, today, fear and greed, 78, extreme greed. What is going on here? Up from yesterday's 72. This is weird, considering the market's down 1% today. Why, oh, why are we in extreme greed on the sentiment? I don't know. But Bitcoin right now at 51,105, Ethereum at 2902, BNB at 362, Solana 103, XRP 53 cents, Cardano 58 cents, Avalanche $36, and Tron 13 cents. And Bitcoin right now, we have two patterns, fractals forming. One, we have a bullish continuation pattern, potentially predicting roughly $63,000 Bitcoin by the beginning of March, should we break out from this. Two, the last time Bitcoin bounced off of this yellow line right here, the 50-day moving average, this continuation pattern, well, that would put Bitcoin at roughly $70,000 by the end of April. So one of these two, and we have that, my halving prediction all the way down there, $40,000 by the end of April. We'll kind of have to see what happens with this halving and the scarcity loop coming up. Now, there are two big competing forces recently. As you guys know, the price has been going sideways for the past week. One of the big reasons for this has been miners selling over the past week. They've sold roughly 6,000 Bitcoin plus, and while they've been doing that, that has not caused the price to dip. You see the price has just gone sideways. It just stopped the massive rally that we had. The other competing force is ETF inflows from BlackRock, Fidelity, ARK, all these other ones, on average over 6,000 Bitcoin per day this week, with some days up to 18,000 Bitcoin. Yowza. Should this continue for the rest of the year, that would be roughly 1 million Bitcoin, 5% of the total Bitcoin ever owned by these companies within a year's time. You think that's going to cause some scarcity? I think so, but who am I to say? Now, if we take a look at what's going on right now, the number of new addresses you can see has actually been shrinking here. What this tells us is that this trend and this rally has been mostly driven by institutional demand, large buyers. All of a sudden, Bitcoin is taken seriously. We thought we had institutional demand last time. Not at all. This time, we certainly have institutional demand, and it proves it based on these past two charts that we're taking a look at. And just to take a look, on Coinbase Exchange, we see a dramatic Bitcoin percent balance on exchanges, pretty much the lowest since 2015. You think scarcity is going to be something real, especially after the halving when demand increases? Oh my freaking goodness. Stay tuned for what could potentially happen towards the end of this episode. Now, right now, we're at one of two possible places in the market cycle. Whenever this red line dips to the 50,000 area, which we have, it is either one of four places. It is either a cycle bottom, a cycle top, a mid-cycle top, or the start of a parabola. Now, right now, it is not a cycle bottom. We know that. That was November 2022. It is not the cycle top because that has not yet happened based on Pi cycle top and also CBBI.info. So it leaves us with either a mid-cycle top or the start of a parabola. And with that happening, you have to wonder, could price retrace a little bit? Yeah, possibly. But we have some major events happening in the next 2 months that I would say maybe would be unlikely for a mid-cycle top, more likely start of a parabola. Right now, there is minimal overhead supply right now. If we take a look at this chart right here, meaning that it's basically open air. Price can soar faster than anyone expects. Also, if we take a look at the RSI right here, from green to yellow to orange, generally, this only happens with a continuation all the way up to red. Now, it did happen in this cycle top right there, mid-cycle top, but we're in a deeper orange already. So potentially we could already be past that territory. If we take a look right here, familiar point in time back to 2020, possibly September 2020, when we were a few short months away from the last explosive takeoff. And Meanwhile, the whole entire bull run pretty much was from September until April. So the next 7 months could be extraordinary, giving us maybe till November of this year if it doesn't continue on after that, or if we see something different because we got wicked off back here. But it looks like we are at the calm right before the storm, the last moment before all up territory. Right now, Bitcoin is breaking through the money supply Ichimoku cloud, which tells us that price could be going up significantly, which brings us to this chart right here. Probably one of the biggest, most influential charts you could see. The most impulsive bull run is around the corner. The last 2 times MA 100 and 200 narrowed and then started unnarrowing, widening, some people might say. The last 2 times this happened, that was right before explosive bull runs. We'll take a look at this. Not only did it narrow, and notice, the tighter the narrowing, the greater the parabola. Not only did it narrow, but it actually crossed, and we are heading back towards recrossing, which could be one of the biggest, the most impulsive bull runs we have ever seen. And the best part yet, it is just getting started. Based on these UTXO bands, generally at the top, they're at 5 to 15% all the way down here. Well, right now, we are still at 63%. There is a long way to go. And as that continues, the price goes much, much higher. So that's all for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, push the like button. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.